I am so excited to be here today and to chat with you about a topic that I get asked constantly. It is, well, I'm not an organized person, but I really want my kids to be, so what can I do?
Mm.
So, this topic is so perfect for right now because I know a lot of people are like going back to school or getting ready to go back to school. I don't want to think about it yet. So, for us, um, there are quite a few things that you can do to get your family organized. And so, we're going to talk about that today. Hey there, I'm Jessica, the Organized Mama. I'm family organizing expert that helps you with organizing tips, tricks, and tutorials the entire family can do. Here's the big thing, okay? So you say, well, I'm not organized, but like I know my kids have to be, so I don't want them to be like me. Well, the first thing I always tell any client or anyone that has taken my courses, I've said the exact same thing every single time. And that is, you are organized just in a different way than what you think. So, like, you have organizing abilities in you, and you can easily teach your kids some organizing skills, regardless of if you feel like you're organized or not. Organizing is a skill that you can learn. And, just like anything, I equate myself whenever I go into a client's house. I say, I'm like your personal trainer. Yeah, you can probably figure out how to do the exercises and all of that, but having someone there like holding you accountable is really helpful. And I feel the same with professional organizers. I feel like our job is not just to come and do it and then leave. I feel like our job is to help you, teach you the skills so that you can go and really make sure that you maintain it and take in that information and really just go from there. So, you are organized. That's first thing I always say. You are organized and your kids will be organized too. And then I get which I'm sure you're all thinking, like, okay, but I'm not. Like, things are kind of everywhere and they're messy and all of that. Well, I want you to like reframe what organizing is. And then I also want you to kind of like rethink how you organize your spaces. A lot of times, people just kind of live with what's already set up in your house. So, what I mean by this, I had a client a long time ago who walked into her closet, which she didn't set up. She had the moving company just unpack her, and she never changed how anything in that closet looked. It was just the moving company legit unpacked all of her stuff, and then they left, and then she just kept her closet like that, and she was like, it's just not working. So, and she just kept saying, I just can't organize, I'm just not an organized person, blah blah blah. Well, that entire situation had nothing to do with her being organized or disorganized. That was just, you had a system that was put in place and you never changed it to meet your needs. So I really want you to kind of change your mindset on organizing and what that means. And if something isn't organized, usually it's like a room, an area, or kind of like a flow to the house. A lot of times that just takes some tweaking and that's it. And then you've created something that is organized just by doing a couple tweaks. So back to that client, once we cleared out her entire closet and set it up based on, grouping clothes together and, sticking pants together and skirts together and not having like her skirts on the top shelf, adjusting the shelves. She was my height. I'm like 5'2", so she wasn't that tall, but it was like a newer house that had tall closets. So we adjusted the shelves and we made things more her height. And in that regard, then we created something that was organized, and she's been able to maintain that because we set it up for her. So that's a big, big piece about organizing that I feel like a lot of people kind of forget. What you have in place right now, if it's not working, if it is, you saying like, I can't handle this, it's too messy, I'm disorganized, which means my, entire dining room is just covered in papers and I can never get this organized. Well, then I want you to rework that space so that you can make it organized. Like it is that easy when I say it. A lot of times my clients are like, oh yeah, it makes total sense. Why didn't I think of this? And it's just because sometimes the answer is the most obvious. To get your kids organized, what I want you to do is I want you to first get an area of your house or a few areas of your house organized and create a system that works for everyone. So a while ago, I created a video on how to organize your house for a messy person. And my biggest tip was to create an organizing system for the most messy person in your house. If you're willing to change your habits, it's easier for you to change than to make everyone else in your house change. So I see this a lot with kids. A lot of my clients with their kids, they go and they create an organizing system that works for them. And then their kids can't keep up with it because it doesn't work for them. So, and you're going to be the one that will change and tweak and do your thing. Then create a system for that messy person, okay? Like give them a laundry basket to put their clothes, like maybe don't keep it in a closet. Maybe keep their laundry basket out so that their clothes aren't strewn about. Maybe, start to think about other places where things might go that might be easier for the kids to put things away, all of that fun stuff. So really take a look at like big picture. Then have your kids actually do the organizing. This is legit the best way to have them actually get organized. So I have a student in the Organized Kids Academy, which is my organizing for kids course. And the little girl sent a video of herself telling me and my kids who are running the course how she set up her bedroom. It is the best. And I highly recommend if you have kids in like elementary school and they have watched any YouTube video, they will easily be able to recreate a video of them explaining how to organize their space. So this is a great way for you to go and have your kids set up a system and then record it so that they remember how they set it up, okay? So start with, okay, we're going to do organize your shelves. And so I want you to take everything off and then we're going to do a video of you telling me how everything goes back up. And this will help them too later when they're like, well, I don't know where anything goes. You can show them the video and be like, well, you explained it right here. It'll jog their memory. It'll remind them. And then if they're like, well, I don't like where that goes, you can be like, well, then change it and then make a new video for them so that they can like walk themselves through. Amazing tip for the kids, especially the ones who might have like ADHD, anxiety, auditory processing, that might need that visible reminder of all the things that are going on. Okay, so I love doing that with my clients and with my students in my course. I love seeing their videos so much. It's so much fun watching the kids share, how they created that space. So that's another way that you can set up things in your home so that your kids are organized, even if you feel like you're not. Another thing you can do, okay, I know I've talked about this a lot, but I've gotten so much feedback from it that I have to keep sharing it because so many parents have said that this freebie is the ultimate guide to getting organized. This freebie, I know I've had so many people write me saying that like they've set these things in place and they're like, how did you do this? It's like magic. It's not magic. It's just Larson. It's not magic. It is legit the kids know what is expected of them. And so, especially with like, I don't know how many of you are e-learning. I did a poll on Instagram where you're starting either e-learning or hybrid. So the kids are kind of going to be home for some of the day. And a lot of people have said like, well, I need a structure. I need something to do. So this is another thing you can do to help your kids stay organized is set expectations. This is in my free guide. You can get this, print it off, hang it up. So you write the room that you're looking for, the expectations. Depends on, whatever. So I'm going to say schoolroom, okay? Just because I know this has been, a lot of people are really, interested in the school situation. So so you write schoolroom. And so what is expected every day? Every day I will tidy up my desk before I'm done for the day, right? Every day I will work on my assignments with minimal complaining. Every day I will, what other expectations do you have for the kids? Do you expect them to sit in their chair the whole time? Do you expect them to move around? Do you expect them to, seriously think about it. This helps with organizing. The more specific you are, again, if the kids are in school, they have these expectations in their classroom. So you are just making it for your homeschool classroom. That's what you're doing. Then every week I will. So every week I will clean out my papers and I will put my papers somewhere. Every week I will make sure my pencils are sharpened. Probably need to do every day needs to like charge your iPad or Chromebook or whatever it is, right? But every week I will clean off my desktop. So another thing that you can do is checklists. These are going to be up in my shop and use them for, you can use them for chore charts. You can use them as school work assignments. You can use them for, really anything. I have other ones that are upstairs in the kids' bedrooms right now that are their everyday expectations for their bedrooms. And those are all written out on here. And so we laminated it and use a whiteboard marker and you can just erase it that way. You can also, if you want to be bold, you can use a Sharpie on laminate and then use nail polish remover and it'll wipe right off. An oil-based Sharpie, sorry, I need to specify that, oil-based Sharpie on the laminate and it'll wash off. I think the stuff at the, store like Kinko's, FedEx, Office Depot, Staples, that stuff, I believe you can use just regular Sharpie, but the at-home stuff, like if you buy it from Target, you need an oil-based Sharpie and then you can wipe it off super clean with nail polish remover. This is my teacher trick. Higher end laminate works with any kind of Sharpie. The cheap stuff that you can get at Target is that you need an oil-based, but it all wipes off with nail polish remover. So that's what I have up in my kids' room. I just use a whiteboard marker, like a thin one, and they just check off the boxes and then we wipe it off for the week and then start all over. So that is one way, to keep kids organized. Another thing to do is to set goals for the kiddos and have them be included in those goals, like either like weekly goals or daily goals for the day. Like, what are you going to do and how are you going to do that? The reason why I like setting goals to help kids get organized is because that's kind of like your focus for the day. The big thing is setting the goal. So you set your goal for the day. Sometimes for us, we'll either do a goal or a word. So, sometimes I have my daughter's word be like, okay, your word is confident. And so she has to be confident for the day. And so she can't whine. She can't do her little, voice. So that is a big thing that I like her to do. And we've talked about this, that she needs to be more confident. Another time we've said, you are going to use an assertive voice when you talk today. And that is like her goal for the day. We set these goals so that we really are able to focus on, what and how she's going to act or behave. Most of the goals we have are either behavioral or attitude emotion, that kind of thing. But when school starts, every day on the way to school, we would say, what are you going to be today? And the kids had to like pick a word or a few words of like what they were going to be. And so we continue to do that. Now it's a little more, it's about, the emotional piece, if we're playing with our neighbors outside, how are you going to be towards your friends, that kind of thing. But when school starts, we're going to do it again. What are you going to be today? And they have to pick, and that's going to kind of be like their word. And it really helps them kind of like focus, and it's a good reminder for them. Oh, today you said you're going to be confident, and this doesn't sound like you're being confident today. And it just is a quick reminder that like, oh, this is my focus, and this is kind of like where I am with things in life right now. And then my last thing, okay, so you feel like you're not organized, but you want your kids to be organized, is honestly to get them as involved as they possibly can. Let them take over things, and you as the adult need to be okay with the imperfection. Just be like, okay, I'm letting it go. I am, this is how it's going to be. And so, long story short, my daughter this morning made everyone's bed for them, and the type A personality in me like just wants to fix the bed, but I can't because she made it. And so I have to be okay with the imperfection of that. A lot of parents are like, oh, but it's just faster if I do it. That's true, but then you really aren't allowing your child to do the work and to actually get themselves organized on their own. So while it is tempting just to jump in and take over, really try not to, and really let the kids do it, because the more you let them do it, the more organized they will be. And I promise you, it will pay off in the end. You will see over time that they are going to be the ones who really take ownership of their space and really, take care of that, and will maintain that organizing system, and it will work so much. You just have to make sure that you let them have their space and have their time. Love what you see? Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every Wednesday.